Buongiorno a tutti ragazzi miei, sono Alberto, sono la mente dietro a MMA Italia, sono io che ho fatto tutte le traduzioni, sottotitoli che avete visto in tantissimi finora. Questa è la mia voce, forse non ve l'aspettavate, ma sono proprio io. Vi riabbraccio qua sul canale e prima di ricominciare l'attività normale e lanciare il prossimo video, voglio fare due ringraziamenti. Il primo va alla scuola italiana pubblica e privata, perché dopo una bella emergenza Covid qua in zona ci ha permesso di tornare a vivere una vita semi-normale e non dover fare, almeno per me, il papà per diverse ore al giorno, ma potermi concentrare su altri progetti. E secondo ringraziamento va alla schermata che vedete qua, cioè al primo sponsor ufficiale di MMA Italia, che è NinjaBet, un servizio che ho provato dal 1 gennaio fino ad oggi, che permette di guadagnare cifre variabili da 100 a 500 euro al mese grazie al match betting, ovvero scommesse sicure al 100% che sfruttano principalmente i bonus benvenuto dei bookmakers. Si tratta di un servizio che forse molti di voi conoscono già, l'hanno provato in tantissimi in Italia, come potete vedere dalle schermate ha delle recensioni fantastiche, per questo ho deciso di provarlo e a fronte di un costo iniziale di 150 euro dell'abbonamento sono riuscito in 14 giorni a ripagarmi tutti questi 150 euro e anche a generare un incasso superiore ai 100 euro in 13 giorni, quindi ottimo, e mi rimangono ancora tanti bonus da fare. Cliccando sul link che ho generato, un link di affiliazione che vedete sotto alla schermata del video YouTube, arriverete dove? Qua, questa schermata dove c'è tutto lo spiegone, Trustpilot, i guadagni generati in totale da NinjaBet, tutte le spiegazioni su come funziona il servizio, strumenti, altre cose che non sono legati al servizio premium. Qua ci sono gli strumenti, il forum e si arriva qua. Qua potete scegliere il piano di abbonamento fra gratis, mensile o annuo. Scegliendo quello a destra, come ho fatto io, spenderete 150 euro, avrete accesso a tutte le offerte benvenuto e ricorrenti presenti adesso fra i bookmakers AAMS, cioè quelli autorizzati dallo Stato italiano. Se siete più o meno delle mie stessa capacità, non siete proprio dei storditi assoluti, riuscirete a leggere le guide dettagliate e a rientrare dell'investimento in poco tempo. Probabilmente come me in 2-3 settimane sarete già in attivo. Parte dei soldi che spenderete in NinjaBet vengono dati a me sotto forma di bonus affiliato, e oltre a pagarmi la Lamborghini per andare in giro con Conor McGregor, se avanza qualcosa lo reinvestirò nel canale con microfoni magari migliori di questa cagatina qua, e cercando qualche collaboratore serio per l'editing dei video, per portare contenuti sempre diversi. Quindi vi ringrazio, ditemi la vostra e ci sentiamo. Ciao! Ed eccovi quindi i 15 minuti di traduzione dell'intervista di Conor McGregor al podcast di Big John McCarthy e Josh Thompson. Un Conor molto umile, concentratissimo, un Conor con l'occhio della tigre che fa paura, che ha parole molto molto belle per Poirier, mentre non lesina una frecciata nei confronti di Khabib.
How you doing there, sir?
What's up, John? All right. How are
You're
you?
looking sharp as hell already. That pisses me off, man. I'm sitting here in a damn sweatshirt. You're in a suit.
Yeah, it's handy because in this day and age, you can do the interviews from my home. So we're doing this media day, and it's all from the home. So I've got the suit on and I've got the slippers on too.
Hold on, he's got the Toms. He's got the Toms there, man.
Oh, geez. We were just talking about our producer Dave here. He likes to wear Toms, and so and Big John and I were just making fun of him. We're like, hey, how are you gonna wear Adidas sweats with your Toms and then rock a Henley shirt? What's going on, buddy? Get a little style, my man.
Yeah. So, how are you guys? You good?
We're real good. How you feeling?
Very good, very good. Weight's coming down nice. Everything's on point. I'm very excited to get back in.
Here, your training's going very well.
Yeah, everything's going well. We wrapped up the last double split, 2 days yesterday. So now it's just single sessions, get the body right, let it heal after the heavy work, and go in and perform.
How much you weighing about right now?
I'm on track in a big way. This is by far the best I've ever done it. I've been the most committed to it. I've not made 155 pounds in a while, so I wanted to be. The last time I made it was not so good. It was a tough one. I wasn't as committed as I should have been. And this time I left no stone unturned, and I'm ready. The weight's in a really good place. And I've also bags of energy.
What have you done differently in this camp, nutrition-wise, all those things to get yourself back down to 155?
I have a nutritionist that's working with me, Tristan Kennedy. He's an Irish guy. He's very, very all in on the project, all the stuff he's had me taking. I have not, sometimes when you do these cuts over a long period of time, you hit walls almost, and you got to kind of, it's like you get run down or something. I've had none of that this time. I've got my weight down correctly. I'm not doing a shock cut. I've transformed my body into a lightweight frame again. And, like I said, I've had so much energy. I sparred 5 rounds yesterday. I also done 5,000 meters on the rower yesterday evening. So that's a solid day. And I wake up jumping out of bed. I'm fresh, full of energy, and I could go again and again. And, I've not long to go. I'm just about there. We have two. Sorry, John. We have two sleeps. We have 2 sleeps before this fight, which is very unusual. The weigh-in is Friday evening. We got Saturday night sleep, and then obviously the fight Sunday morning. So that's 2 sleeps before the fight. So man, I'm going to be like a greyhound out of the trap for this fight. So I'm buzzing.
You're basically responsible for making this fight happen, because you were kind of getting just pushed to the side about fighting, and then weren't giving you a fight. And you came up with this thing. Hey, Dustin, you got a charity. So you came up with this whole thing until finally you pushed Dana into a point of, we need to make that fight.
Yeah, well, I had to do something, John. I started the year with a bang. I
applaud you, man. I loved it.
Thank you. It went the way it went. Me and Dana were at loggerheads for a while, and I'm happy that we got to where we're at now. We're in a good space. I can get my bout in here in January. Dustin's a hell of a competitor. And I hope we continue 2021 as we were supposed to continue 2020. Obviously it wasn't just, there were a lot of factors in the 2020 situation. 2021, we seem to be on top of things more. There's certainly more opportunities now. There's more options. There's many lightweight contenders. I'm very excited to be back down at the weight. For me, a while ago, it was almost like, man, I don't know whether I want to get down to this lightweight division again. It's a lot of dedication, a lot of commitment, but I have put myself through that throughout the Christmas. I've done it for myself, for my team, for my fans. And I'm in a great place now, and I'm going to continue that and keep it. And I'd love to put in a good stint here in the lightweight division. Similar to what I've done in the featherweight division. I've not really had a good crack at the lightweight division. I came into the UFC as a 145 pounder. I've done what I've done there. I've done great things there. And then I went for the lofty goals to become the dual weight champion. I done that. And then obviously, the Floyd fight, the 170 escapades and these type of things. I've not had a good stint back to back at 155 pounds. Now I feel this is a perfect opportunity to do so, and I'm very, very eager and excited to get in at 155 pounds and showcase myself at this weight again.
So is this transformation of your body, this is leading you up to a long stint at 155 then?
For sure.
Okay, so then we're gonna see more of you then after this fight with Dustin. We'll continue to see you at 155. Have you had any talks with Dana about how many fights in a year? Are we looking, and if there is gonna be multiple fights, are we looking at title shot maybe next after this fight?
Yeah, I believe they'll offer me the title shot after this. In reality, it could be now. It probably should be now. Dustin's certainly atop this division. He sparked Justin. He knocked Justin out. I believe he beat Oliveira also. So I feel it should be for a title now. It's no problem that it's not, though. I don't, like I said to someone else, I don't think Dana would have given me the title straight away. A title opportunity straight away, especially the way things were between us. But I will get in and I will earn my way and do what I've got to do. And I believe the lightweight title will be next.
You've been in the fight game since basically 2008. So we're talking almost 13 years here. You've been in the UFC probably 7 of those. What is it now that makes you that you know and you can look at it and say, this is what's different about Conor McGregor now at 2021 compared to all those things that I was doing in the past?
Maturity. I am a father now. I've gone through a lot in my life under this microscope and in this spotlight, and I've certainly become a more mature man. I've taken all the lessons on board, and I'm going to put them to my advantage, and I've been putting them to use, and remain committed, remain structured, the true keys to success, and I'm excited to go in there and perform.
I was reading an interview where you had brought up talks about you're going to continue to try and box, that there will be that you are trying to get to a title shot in boxing as well, not just in MMA. There was a lot of rumors that this lead up fight to Dustin was because he is southpaw, and there is talks with the Manny Pacquiao camp about potentially having that fight. Is that still in the picture? And is that in the picture this year, given that you've talked about doing a lot more MMA fights?
Yeah, no, that is certainly how the southpaw bout came about with Dustin. Well, obviously, and that also he's number 1 in the rankings, I believe. He's right atop the division. So, it makes sense to go back, but I certainly thought, prepare for a good southpaw, and Manny is in the wings waiting. I know those talks are intensifying, and, I believe sometime this year, maybe late this year, that bout will take place. And it'll be under discussions with the UFC, where we go with this, what's next. I do not want to sit around. I want to continue competition. I'm at my best, in competition. I need competition, guys. For me to be at my best, to be at my sharpest, it's not fair. It's not fair and complain. It's, how can I be at my sharpest and my absolute best if I have a bout and then a year goes by and I have another bout and a year goes by and another bout? I need to be getting in there. You know what I mean? Now, granted, I have replicated what being in there is like. I have a full 32-foot UFC spec cage. It's a throwdown cage with the UFC canvas, with the logos. I have been having behind closed door fights almost every second day. So it's not like I have not been, putting in that, but there is still a difference being under those lights. So I'm eager to get back in there. I hope. And now that there's many options, I think what happened in 2020 was there wasn't that many options. Khabib didn't want the fight. He doesn't want the fight. And that's as simple as that. So it is what it is. That kind of halted the post Cowboy situation. I had the meeting with Dana and Lorenzo post that fight, and we just couldn't really, what was next was the question, and we just couldn't really answer it at that time, and we still didn't answer it, but now I feel the lightweight division is moving into a spot. There's many good contenders. I suppose I've committed to lightweight, which is a big thing. It's allowed options to flourish, and that's it. I see no issue with much competition this year, and I'm very excited about that.
Well, if you get by Dustin Poirier, you've got Justin Gaethje and Charles Oliveira, Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler. There's all those guys. Which guy do you look at as the one that charges you up, gets you a little excited if you were going to pick one?
Every single one of them, John. I'd go through every single one of them back to back, and I have no qualms with who it is. I have no, I'm happy for Hooker and Chandler in the co-main event. I know they're very excited about it. I know they're both eager to go out and put on a show and make a statement. They're very excited to see how that bout goes. I wish both men well, and if they're next, they're next. Obviously, you've got Gaethje and Oliveira in the mix as well. They may be competing also. I'm excited about that. I want them all, to be honest, John, every single one of them. So let's see what happens. I also heard the other day Dana done an interview with the McLife, and he was saying about Nate Diaz coming back down to 155 pounds. So that would be also pretty amazing for us to complete the trilogy at lightweight, possibly for a title. There's many exciting things. I don't overlook guys that maybe had a bit of a slip also in the division, because it happens in this game. I look at the likes of Tony Ferguson. I still think he's a solid fighter. There's a lot of you know, things that have gone on between myself and Tony regarding the management situation, and you know, over the years, I would be open to a Tony Ferguson bout also. And you know, if the other guy comes back, if he has the balls to come back and step in, you know, if he stops running away, we are here for that also. So I know Dana's going to go over and try and speak to him, and you know, you can only pull the wool over someone's eyes for so long before your true character shows. And you know, the fight must take place. You know, if bouts are to happen, they must take place.
That was going to be my next question. My next question is, after, if you were to beat Dustin Poirier, is there anything left for you in the division? I know there's a row of guys that you have not fought or you have not beaten, but is the Khabib fight the only one that really, really sparks your interest? Now, don't get me wrong. Those other guys are all great, but that's the one that I feel like you are really eyeing to get back at.
You can't force a man to fight that doesn't want to fight, guys. You know, of course I want to correct that situation. You know, I want to go in correctly in the mindset I'm in with no external situations. There was a lot going on at that time. I was in a different mindset. It is what it is. The guy doesn't want to fight, and that's it. What can you do? You know, for me, even the way the carry-ons of the Tony Ferguson situation, you know, he's scheduled to fight that man 5 times and then torn, you know, and then it's like, how can you not? Those fights have to take place. It doesn't matter about anything, wins, losses, anything. If fights have to take place, you've got to step up and man up and fight. If not, well, then you're not a true fighter, in my opinion. And the fact that there's so many great bouts to be had, you know, it baffles me. We are not the same. If we get to compete again, you know, make no mistake about it, it'll be a great fight, and I'll put on a show, and I'll show what's really what. But if not, it is what it is.
Going back to the Dustin Poirier fight, one of the things that you did in the first fight is you got into his head. You got under his skin. You made him angry. You made him mad. All those things he walked into that cage with. You're completely different in this setup for this fight with Dustin. You've done nothing, at least from what I've heard, done nothing but compliment him, talk about what a great fighter is, what a great person he is. What's the difference for you in that complexity?
Age, probably maturity. You know,
Okay.
I was a young kid. You know, it was my first time in Las Vegas. That was my first time competing in Las Vegas. It was my first time kind of seeing all those lights and these type of things. You know, we had the big press conference in the MGM. Was around the time Daniel Cormier and John Jones had the big scuffle, and I was just enjoying the whole thing. And you know, I am who I am at that given time, and you know, it was what it was. Dustin did get rolled up for sure. But the fight's still the fight, you know. At the end of the day, we get in there, he's going to see what's what. It's not going to change. There is a level of respect, of course. How can you not respect Dustin? Not only what he's done in his career after it, I respect how he handled the loss. I respect how he rose up and became a champion. I also respect his philanthropic efforts that he's doing with his Good Fight Foundation. And you know, we're more mature men now. We're both fathers, both you know, involved in many charities, and you know, I'm excited to get in there and compete in a different way. But at the end of the day, it's a fight's a fight, and I'm not going to pull any punches in there or any kicks or any moves. So it is what it is.
Yeah, we were actually just watching that fight back then, and I was telling John, or earlier tonight from back then, I was telling John, not only are you guys both now fighting at your natural weight, because both of you cut a lot of weight during that time, so we should see a lot better performance out of both of you in terms of that performance was great from both of you, but that's why you guys have gotten so much better.
Under 60 seconds.
Yeah,
that's why I'm aiming for under 60 seconds. You know, set the bar high. I know I'll land devastating blows inside that time frame, and if Dustin can take those shots and stay in there, well, excellent. More power to him. Let's get it on. I'm excited for the bout. I know he's hoping there's blood spilled and it's a war, and you know, so am I. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to showcase my skills, my heart, my endurance, my power, my velocity, and I'm ready for it all.